Welcome back. New video. I'm back in the car, as you can see. Today, I want to talk to you all about what is different today than what happened in 2021, 2022 with the overall TCG market collapse. The buzz currently is we have reached a quote-unquote stagnation period. Not entirely sure what that means, but for anyone who might be curious, prices have not gone up 5 to 10% over the last week. In fact, some prices have come down 10 to 20%. In any other market, this would be considered a healthy pullback. But if you ask anybody who is in the collectibles market, especially Pokemon, with these new folks who have so graciously entered our hobby to join us, they'll say, oh my God, the sky is falling. And if you ask any of the MSRP gang on YouTube, they will tell you that in fact, the sky is falling. Things are burning. Things are crashing. It's bad. Things are bad. The scalpers are screwed. Okay, let's talk about a few things. Number one, what is different than 2021, 2022 would be there's no COVID. That's a big thing. There is no scary, awful, flu-like bug that we've never seen in our last 100 years of existence in modern society that may be potentially killing everybody if you don't wear a mask. There's no COVID, okay? You can go out, you can have a cheeseburger, you can stop in at a movie theater, you can get on an airplane, you can do whatever the fuck you want, and nobody's gonna stop you. And you don't have to wear a mask either. How about that? Ain't that fantastic? That's number one. That's a big one. Okay? Let's try and remember that. Society is not shut down. For the past 4 years, people have been doing whatever the hell they want. And in 2021, 2022, that is what changed. That is a massive, massive thing that changed. People could go back out. They could enjoy doing their regular hobbies. They could go out into modern society and they could live their life. And that stopped them from going to Target, going to Walmart, going to Best Buy, getting stuff off Pokemon Center. Things went back to normal. And there's no $1,200 checks either. Daddy Trump didn't send us $1,200 checks. Some people, I think, got what, 2 or 3 of those? No free money. All the money you got right now, you earned working your 9 to 5, just like I'm doing right now. But you're still spending it on cardboard. That's odd. I thought that wasn't supposed to happen. Why would anybody do that with their hard-earned money? Oh yeah, because they like it and it has value. Fucking crazy. That's a really novel idea. I never would have thought about that. All right, so that's number one. No COVID. Number two, and I looked for this for a while the other day because I didn't know if it was actually accurate, but I scoured the internet and I couldn't find any videos or articles or really anything that talked about a big financial group like the Wall Street Journal or a big financial figure like Kevin O'Leary in 2020 and 2021. There was nothing. I couldn't find a thing. It's very strange. Obviously, there were more pressing things to talk about in the news during 2021 and 2020. We clearly needed to talk every day about how many people died, which was very, very odd at the time, but here we are. But even still, Pokemon went to the moon. The Charizard first edition Shadowless PSA 10 went for $2 million. Logan Paul, Jake Paul, I don't even know who the fuck it was. You know, all of that was going on and nobody cared. Nobody gave a shit. Really, all people cared about back then, which they still care about now, if you're a purist, is the scalpers, right? There's people going to Target and they're buying things at 8 a.m. on Fridays, and they're getting in these virtual queues and they're waiting to go buy cardboard. Well, we're still talking about that. But there was never any true publicity from any major outlet, especially one as well known as the Wall Street Journal, talking about the meteoric rise of the price of Pokemon cards, sealed products, so on and so forth. That's another one. Also, there was never anybody big that wasn't already in the cardboard world, like a guy like Shine or Roth Cards or, people like that. There was no Kevin O'Leary's. Actually, there was Kevin O'Leary himself speaking against investing in cardboard and telling people you were dumb for doing it. He actually smoked the guy who just bought Fanatics. I can't think of his name. It's not coming to mind. If it does, I'll mention it. But, he was basically like, he's an idiot for buying Fanatics. He's not going to make, or Panini, he's not going to make any money. He's the founder of Fanatics. They bought Panini. He's doing pretty good. So I don't know if he's an idiot. Also, Mr. Wonderful just bought a $13.5 million Michael Jordan Kobe logo man, which he said that was going into his portfolio. So keep that in mind as well. That's changed. Number 3, we didn't have as many rip and shippers just going absolutely bonkers. Running businesses, starting YouTubes, so on and so forth, than we have right now. In fact, in 2019, when Whatnot started, the main thing that was getting streamed was Funko Pops. I remember that vividly. That was kind of why they started Whatnot in the first place. I don't remember anyone doing Hidden Fates or Shining Fates or Battle Style. I never saw anybody rip and shipping any of that on Whatnot for at least a couple years. And now that's pretty much all the platform runs on. I mean, of course, you can stream anything you want. You could stream yourself auctioning candy, for God's sake. I mean, children's clothes, it doesn't matter. I mean, it supports everything, but the number one streamed item is TCG and sports cards. That's another one. So those are 3 big ones. I mean, there's all kinds of other reasons, like people not paying attention to data, such as what we can see on TCG Player, what we have on eBay, what we have on things like the Collector app. People are paying attention to things like that now. They were not in 2021, 2022. It was not important to them. And beyond that, people just weren't as savvy as they are now. I read the comment sections on all of my favorite creators on YouTube's videos. People are savvy, dude. People know what they're investing in. They understand the value of what they're buying. They understand that they shouldn't be getting undercut by vendors and store owners and this, that, and the other. I mean, it is genuinely impressive how savvy people are now with what they own. And it was not like that in 2021. It just wasn't. I remember people going to card shows and they were like, dude, I don't know how to value my stuff, man. I don't know, like, what's comps on this? I'm just going to sell it for 50%. I don't know what market is. I don't know how do I find market? Every single person you talk to at a card show, like 90% of them will say, well, I'm looking at comps. How are you getting your comps? This is how I'm getting my comps. How are you getting your comps? Dude, it's awesome. It's awesome. I love that. Because when you have visibility, when you have clarity, when you have the ability to say, I can see what this is worth, then you are protected. Financially, you're in a better position as someone who owns things. And that's important for everyone involved, so that no one feels like they're getting a raw deal. The person buying it feels good that they're getting it at a decent price, and the person selling it feels good that, this is close to what it sold for. This is what it's selling for now. I can see it right now in real time. October 13th, the day of our Lord Jesus Christ. This is what it's selling for, right? So I needed to get this video out. There is no crash. The reason for the pullback was what Trump did on Friday, which this has happened consistently over and over. I mean, the guy, he has absolutely no idea what he's doing. That's neither here nor there. But it was the Trump tariff announcement, spooked a bunch of people, said he was going to smash China, came out hardcore, and now he's already softening up because he's big Pillsbury Doughboy, orange Pillsbury Doughboy at that. But we will be just fine. This is not a crash. This is a small pullback. It is very healthy. Go look at every chart, every diagram, everything you could possibly think of. Every line on a chart for stocks, crypto, everything else like that, it's all just human psychology. Up, down, around, and all the way back up. That's how it always works. Put out a video on it last week, and hopefully you saw that. That's it. That's all I wanted to say. I hope you guys have a wonderful Monday. Let's have a beautiful week and continue to enjoy this hobby for what it is. Just fun. That's it. The fact that you can get a financial gain out of this stuff, that's a bonus, right? Collect what you love, buy what you love, and you can't lose. All right, that's all I got. Drewski's Cards. Peace. Bye, y'all.